Hey BookTube, it's Jackie. How's it going? If you're new to me and it's the first time you're seeing my face, hello, what's up? My name's Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So I hope that's why you're here, because that's what's gonna be happening today. If you're not new to me, thank you for always tuning in and continued support. I really do appreciate it. So today for you, as you can see from the video title, I have another book review for you, and this is all on Lucian Bane's Butterfly and Atlas. Looks like this. This is the first installment to the Royal Bastards MC Newark, New Jersey chapter, which is a sub-series of a parent series, the Royal Bastards MC. And if the idea of a hero that has multiple personality disorder and a heroine that has to traverse all 5 personalities sounds interesting to you, well, grab yourself a drink, have yourself a seat, and hold on tight, because it's one hell of a ride. Okay. So yes, like I said, this is the first installment to the Royal Bastards MC romance series, the Newark, New Jersey chapter. And it is a sub-series of the parent series of Royal Bastards MC, which was started by Crimson Sin a few years ago. It includes many authors, and each author controls a specific chapter. So this series is just the Newark, New Jersey chapter. That's the one that Lucian Bane was assigned, or he chose. And that's where you start off with. And this thing, I'm gonna tell you, I read on Kindle, and the edition I received was only 200 pages. And in this 200 pages, I have got a list of fucking stats. Holy shit, there's so much crap. Oh my God, there's so much. So let's just dive right in. So we have multiple personality disorder, we have body integrity identity disorder, we have schizophilia, voraciophilia, a very unique why choose reverse harem component. Captive, we feature forced proximity, grumpy sunshine, golden retriever. We have graphic sexual content of sadist and masochistic tendencies, voyeuristic and exhibitionism, with dominant and submissive play thrown in. We also show murder, body scarification, and just for shits and giggles, let's throw some religious themes in theirs as well. You're welcome. Yeah. That's a shit ton for 200 pages. Holy shit. And you see all of that in this little bitty book. Yeah, it's insane. Like I said, this thing's a hell of a ride. Hell of a ride. But there were some words in there that you might not be familiar with, so I will be going into some definitions just so you're kind of clear on what we're talking about as I go through this review. So the first one I want to talk about is multiple personality disorder. A lot of people have heard of this, but what a lot of people don't realize is that multiple personality disorder is no longer called that. In 1994, it was changed to dissociative identity disorder to more clearly represent what the disorder is. And this disorder is where a person is characterized to switch to alternate identities. They usually feel the presence of 2 or more identities within their mental capacity, and they feel almost as if they're being possessed by these alternate identities. And in this case, we have 5 distinct personalities, and possibly a 6th one. Possibly, but we'll get into that. We also feature body integrity identity disorder, which is a very rare disorder, but it does exist. And what this is people, they tend to disassociate themselves with parts of their actual physical body that they feel don't belong to them and aren't connected with them. And the instance with this book is our possible 6th personality is Mr. Handy. Mr. Handsy. Yeah, and every time I read that, I kind of had to giggle because I'm a child at heart, okay? So it made me laugh. But Mr. Handy kind of has his own personality. So he might be a 6th one, or he might just be a sub-break off of one of our own personalities. So lots of different mental health representation going on in one vessel. We're going to use that word because that's the word the author used to describe the actual body that all of our characters are housed in. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot there. But we also feature cinephilia and voraciophilia. If you're not affiliated with these, cinephilia is when you're sexually aroused by food. And then voraciophilia ties onto that. Most people call it vor, but this is characterized as the erotic desire to be consumed by or to personally consume another person or creature, or an erotic attraction in the process of eating in general. The reason I point this out is because there is a very clear scene in this book where our internal monologues of our heroes are talking about how aroused they are by her eating and things going into her mouth. And so I wanted to point this out. It's not clearly stated in the book as these paraphilias are there, but the symptoms and the scenario is present within the book, so I wanted to point it out if that's something that you're looking for. Now, why did I choose this book? So, backstory. About a year ago, I kind of went on the hunt for male romance authors. I thought it'd be really interesting to read from the other half's perspective. I tend to like the male's perspective in romance books more, so I thought it'd be interesting take to read some male romance authors. So I literally sat at my computer, typed in male romance authors, and this fucker was the first one that popped up, was Lucian Bane. That's the first one I found. And all like 70 something of his books. I don't even know how many books this man has. I didn't count. But there's a crap ton, okay? He's got a plethora of work to choose from. All different gambits of styles. So, but this series I saw, I did not pick it up because there was another series that seemed to fit better with what I was into at the time and what I was kind of craving and what I was looking for. I bought that book, have not read that book. And then segue to now, an opportunity arose for me to be on ARC team for the 5th installment of this series, but to read that, you have to read all the previous series. So I thought it'd be really fun to review all of these books. I got the okay. I'm doing it. Let's do it. So that's the reason I picked up this book instead of the one I originally wanted from him. But this author has been on my radar for quite a while. And I've also been following him on most of his platforms. I like the way he talks. I like his attitude. I kind of like his, I don't really give a fuck what you think sort of attitude. I think it's pretty cool. So that was pretty much the reason I picked up this book. Now, let's actually fucking get into it. So here's my summary. We follow our hero who has 5 different personalities, possibly a 6th one, as they traverse life after they meet our heroine of Butterfly. Butterfly is our flawed, scarred beauty who is also the granddaughter of the president of a local rival MC, and she encounters the brothers, as they're referred to in the book, after they have gone out on a mission that the club has set them on. And she encounters them and she has seen too much. So they can no longer just let her walk the fuck away. So they take her home. And when they get her home, she witnesses what we call a purge, trying to purge the demons that are also possessing our 5 personalities. And that's when secrets, demons, monsters, and our romance really kicks off. That's when this ride starts and it doesn't fucking let up. From that point on, it is no holds barred. Let's fucking go. So I hope all your arms and legs are in the cart because I'm going to take you for a ride. So what worked? First off, I'm not a huge fan of MC romances to begin with because every single MC romance or motorcycle club romance that I tend to read tends to somehow follow Sons of Anarchy. Don't get me wrong, I fucking love that show. I've watched the entire show multiple times through. It's one of my favorites. But it's not God, it's not Bible on motorcycle clubs. And the fact that a lot of MC romances tend to model themselves after either characters, the plot lines, the general attitude just pisses me off. So, this one doesn't fucking do it. Doesn't. At least this installment, and everything I'm about to talk about is this installment only. There is no SOA references, there's no similarities at the fuck all except standard MC club regulations, which is, you can look that stuff up on the internet and it's right there. It's not specifically catered to SOA, which I really, really appreciated. I was very, very happy about that. I really enjoyed the unique spin on the reverse harem why choose. So in a reverse harem or a why choose, there is multiple guys, 1 girl. We have multiple guys, 1 girl, except all the guys are in one body. So I really liked that we still got individual characteristics of each personality, but I only had to worry about 2 sets of legs. Hers and his. That's all I had to fucking worry about. That was fucking awesome. Thank you. That made some of those scenes so much easier to read. The physical scenes, oh, that was fantastic. It was great. I really, really enjoyed it, but yeah, we still hold true to the characteristic of a reverse harem that every single character is different. They have their own personalities, they have their own sexual appetites, they have their own triggers, they have their own turn-ons, they have their own fucking faults, they have their own issues. I fucking loved that. It was great. It was a really nice, unique take on reverse harem, why choose. I have never seen it before, and I thought it was brilliant. To use a mental health disorder as a mechanic to still get you the same kind of romantic trope that's very popular in romance books, thought that was dope. Brilliant. Great fucking move. Liked it a lot. And I really liked how he separated the characters in their conversation. This book is heavily developed by dialogue, which I really, really appreciate a lot. I mean, this dialogue driven, all the multiple plot points, a lot of the development is all through conversation. It's not through action. Conversation. I'm a talker. I like to talk. I like when people talk. I like to learn about characters through their conversations, not just their actions. Actions do speak louder than words in most cases, but in books, sometimes I want to hear them fucking say I love you versus showing it, okay? I want to fucking hear it. I want to see it. I want it all. And I got that in this very heavy dialogue-driven plot. But because we have 5 entities in one vessel, that really scared the crap out of me because I'm like, how the fuck is this guy going to pull this off? How are you going to do this? And what he does is he uses the formatting of the book. So this is told in third person omniscient. It's not in first person like a lot of romance novels are, which could go either way for the book. It strengthens it, but it also doesn't strengthen it all because we get a lot from first person. But because all the personalities are in the mind, we do get a lot of internal monologue on just the guy's half. It's just not separated out by chapter. Now, when the guys are actually talking inside the head, you're probably thinking how you're keeping these separate versus when they're talking outside. What he does is he italicizes the words. He italicizes it, and it's really, really nice because the very first chapter, when you walk into this book, you have no fucking idea what's going on. I mean, it is a murder scene, and the guys have gone in to complete the act they were assigned, and you see the carnage, you hear about it, they're having conversations while they're doing it, and then Butterfly comes in, and it pans, and you see her looking at a single man after reading a whole scene where there was 5 people in it. And it stops you, and you're like, the fuck? Not gonna lie, totally reread it twice to make sure I didn't fucking miss anything. I'm not even gonna deny that. But that initially scared me because I'm like, if I have to sit here and reread all this shit, I'm gonna be annoyed. I didn't have to do that because what the author did is he did that as like almost like a shock value to kind of give you an idea of what the fuck you're walking into. But after that, he makes it clearly defined during the conversation of who's saying what and when, and then also delineates it within the internal monologues. But as the story goes along, he starts to take that away because as the story goes along, you're starting to learn the characters, their characteristics, the way they speak, their speech patterns, everything. He has them clearly defined that by the end of the book, you don't need all the time who is talking. You don't need it because you as the reader already fucking know. And when you do need it, he has her straight up ask him, who am I talking to? Who are you? And I thought that was great. So you're taken care of in this really confusing kind of way, but he gives you an idea of how confusing it can be and then kind of gradually walks you through it. And he trusts you that you're not a fucking idiot to figure it out. So I really, really appreciated that a lot. I very much appreciate that. It was a great help to the mechanic, and I do hope it continues the rest of the series because it's a total thumbs up. He did a great job with it. I loved the variety of the characters in this book. So we have our vessel, which is Augustine. Okay, he is the main original person component, and he's our challenge. He's our project. He's the one that for the girls who are like, ooh, I want to fix something. He's broken. I want to fix him. That's that guy. Then we go to Atlas. Atlas is one of the personalities, but he's the friend. He's the older brother. He's the one you can rely on, the one that will be there through anything, no matter what it is. He's that guy. But he's also our switch. He's the one that can be the dominant, or he could be the submissive in whatever role you need him to play. We have Harlow. Harlow is our golden retriever. He's our young buck. He's the one that's moldable. He's the one that's teachable. He's the one that just wants to be loved and embraced. He reminds me very much of a child, the way he kind of like pops up and throws just random bullshit out there. Just like, hey, look at me, look what I can do. You know, he's that guy. But everybody loves that guy. He's usually a fun guy. He's usually the fun one. We also have Pain. Pang's our kingster. He is down for what the fuck ever as long as it gets him off and it has a good time and it might cause a little pain to him or you. He is all about trying new shit. He's down for it. Let's go as long as it's fun. As long as it's fun, he's having a good time. And then we have Colt. Colt's the intelligent, dominant alpha male that every girl wants to submit to and every brat wants to piss the fuck off just to see what he does. That is Colt. And I love how all of these variety of characters were included in one main hero. I thought it was great because there's a little something for everybody. This character's a fucking buffet, and it's like, I love a good buffet. I mean, yes, bring it the fuck on. Bring it on. I love it. Thank you. Sign me the fuck up. This is great. I loved it. Now, you're probably thinking with all these different characteristics, how does working with all these different characteristics actually like work together? And the thing that Bane did, which was really, really cool, is yes, they have their own triggers, they have their own lifestyles. Hell, they have their own fucking room for their own day of the week when they're allowed it. I thought that was cool shit. But this is a romance book, so we do have smut, we do have spice, we do have steam. He made sure that all of the sexual proclivities and the sexual practices of each character layered on top of each other. So when we do have some of our tag team scenes, the transitions are seamless. It's not going from one extreme to the other. It's a nice blend and it's a nice laying over effect. So I really liked that aspect of the book, is that I didn't have to jump back and forth during the fun, spicy scenes to try to figure out who I'm dealing with. I could seamlessly transition into each one of them. And that was really, really nice. It's like the guy knows what he's doing in the bedroom. He knows how to move you, and he does it without thinking. It's just natural. It's just a natural occurrence, and it's fucking great. Thank you. Thank you for that. We love smooth transitions. It's fucking fantastic. They're great. The other thing I really liked was how open to all the different types of sexual tastes there was. Now, this doesn't touch on every single sexual appetite and kink out there. By no means. But it does hit quite a lot of them. We have BDSM, we have exhibitionism, we have some voyeurism, because, you know, all these guys can watch their internal counterparts doing stuff. We have dominant submissive play, we have pain play, we have some thought scenes, which were pretty dope, not gonna lie. Even though they didn't actually happen, the thought behind them was pretty fucking cool. We have some dirty talk. We have a little bit of everything that can appeal to some of the darker sides of people's sexual nature. And I really, really appreciated the openness and the acceptance of it within the book. There was no shaming it. There was no like, oh my God. And when he did kind of put that in there more, it was more of like, really? You're into that? Well, okay, all right. Cool. But it wasn't like, oh my God, you're fucking vile. Get the fuck away from me. It was just more like, I didn't expect that coming from you. Okay, well, I guess it's the quiet ones you gotta watch out for. You know, I loved it. I loved the acceptance within the novel of all these different kinks and styles of sexual practices. I thought that was great. Speaking of sexual practices, the sex scenes are awesome. They're great. Sign me the fuck up. They're fantastic. Guy can write a fucking sex scene. Can definitely write one. We have some masturbatory scenes, which are fantastic. And the fact that they are within the internal monologue of all these different characters, and just seeing how each one kind of reacts to it differently and how they're all either similar or slightly different. That was really, really intriguing. That was a side that I was not expecting to see. I was very happy to see that because I don't get to see a lot of masturbatory scenes on the male side. And the fact I got to see like one for 3 guys at the same time was fucking dope. That was cool as shit. And you got to see how they all fantasize about her in a different way while still performing the same action and still enjoying the same kind of kink to go with it. Thought that was fantastic. We have very fast and dirty scenes, which always down for a good time. And we have some really slow and super intense scenes, which I may have needed a minute or two. Just saying. I'm not above saying that. Lots of good stuff in the smut department. Lots of good stuff. Had a great time with it. There is, I mentioned that there was some religious themes interlaced throughout this book. There's a lot actually. Not some, there's a lot. And that really intrigued me because it's not something I was expecting to see. And it got me thinking about other things in this book. And I was wondering if maybe there was a story within the story, and I'll be damned if I wasn't wrong. If I wasn't right. I think I'm saying that right. See, a little something about me is that I am always fascinated about why authors picked the names of the characters they pick. I'm always curious to know if there's a backstory behind it or if they just thought it was a cool name. And our main vessel is Augustine. Not a very common name, but a pretty prominent one in some circles, especially religious circles. And another little backstory about me is my degree is in history. I have a bachelor's in history with a double minor in philosophy and gender and women's studies. My area of philosophy was ethics and morality. And one major area of ethics and morality is theology. And there is one philosopher who's very, very important in the theological, ethical, morality department, and that is St. Augustine himself. St. Augustine is also the patron saint of the Catholic Church, if we didn't know that. And I studied him a lot in college. A lot. And so the name Augustine kept sitting in my head. And so when I was sitting down writing my outline, I wanted to know if there was anything special about the names, if there was any maybe hidden little gems or nuggets that sometimes authors throw in there just because they fucking feel like it. And so I went through all my college stuff and I discovered the Nicene Trinitarian, which is a document that St. Augustine wrote. And in that document, he talks about his philosophy of the human mind as the image of God. Well, that stood the fuck out to me. And here's why. The human mind as the image of God is defended on 3 principles. First principle, an object is either external to the mind, as in sense perception, or internal to it, in which case it is an image or a concept stored in our memory. It's also known loosely as memory of self. Second principle, the cognitive facility that must be activated or formed by the object in cognization to come about, most commonly known as the knowledge of self. Then we have the voluntary or intentional element that makes the cognitive faculty turn into an object so it's to be actually formed by it. That is the love of self component. If you look at the characteristics of our personalities and our identities that our author has given our heroes, you're going to see this. Memory of self is Atlas. Atlas has been said throughout the entire of the book that he's like our map. He's our key. He's the one that has the photographic memory. He's the one that can transcend others' personalities, identities, and minds to grab what they have seen, to collate all this information so Augustine can make the best educated picture for all 5 since he's the stronger of the vessel, since he's the vessel. He's their memory. The knowledge of self is pain. Pain is the one that needs a visceral experience to actually attach to knowledge. He needs to physically act on things to learn. And in his case, it needs to be some sort of pain, whether it's towards him or towards other people, whether it's physical or emotional, whether it's mental or internalized. He has to do something to attach this knowledge to him, to allow for it to become a memory that Atlas later can attach to. And then you have the love itself, which is Harlow. Harlow is that puppy. He's the teachable one. He's the lovable one. He's the one that just wants to be part of the big group and be loved on and just big old squishy hugs. That's Harlow. And there's a very clear concept that it's brought up in the book that he is the student and Butterfly is the teacher. And what stays in the classroom is classified. Hence the love of self, learning to relive itself. Hell, she even teaches Mr. Hansy, how to physically love them the proper way. Yeah. And I saw that and I'm like, you gotta fucking be kidding me. He did not just do this. This author did not just fucking do this. Yes, he fucking did. Yes, he did. But here, we have a piece that doesn't fit. unless you read further into this Trinitarian theology by Augustine. Because he further goes down to explain the substantiality of the mind and its independence of the body and knowing of oneself. Is this knowing thyself cannot mean that the mind is become acquainted with itself if it had not already unknown itself before, but rather it must become conscious of what it knew about itself all along and distinguish it from what it does not know about itself. So, to have a full self-knowledge, when this is reached, the mind's inalienable self-awareness is to be acquainted with and actualized and conscious of self-thinking. And this is where we have Colt. Colt is fully aware. We get to experience Colt in the very beginning, but he's a mute. We get to see when he escapes, and we get to see him at the end. And in every single scenario, this is the one character that has a clear point of view, 100%, and he's able to use his memory, to use his physical knowledge, and his own loves of himself to realize a fully essential being. Motherfucker did not just give me a goddamn philosophy lesson again in a romance book. Sure as shit did. Well fucking done. Well fucking done. That was awesome. I love when authors do this. I don't know if this was intentional. If it was, thank you. It was fucking dope. If it was not intentional, you were one lucky ass motherfucker, because that fucking works. That was amazing. I had such a good time with this, and it brought me back to my college days where I was studying this exact piece of work and having to write fucking papers on it. And I never thought in a million years I'd ever use it again. But lo and behold, you put it in this book and I get to go pull out of my useless knowledge bag over here and I get to bring it out and show it off. So thank you for that. That was fucking dope. That was a really, really cool Easter egg, nugget, whatever you want to call it, hidden within the lines of this book. And it's all because of the names you picked of the characters and the characteristics you gave along with the names. And I just thought it was fucking brilliant. I love when authors do this, and I hope that this continues in the rest of the series because this is fucking fun. This shit is fun. This puzzle, this Rubik's Cube trying to figure it out. This is fucking dope. And I had a great fucking time with this concept. It made the religious themes in the book so much more interesting to read once I put this together. Once I put this together, I went back and read over some of the religious themes that were being brought to the forefront, and I had so much more fun with it. So much more fun. So yes, I love multi-level books. I love books that will give me a story, within a story, and then give me some fucking heat on top of it. Thank you. That's a great fucking meal right there. That's a whole ass fucking meal. Thank you. And this bitch loves to eat. So yes. Which brings me to the last point that I thought worked was Colt. Colt's our standout character. I loved him. He had the most clear-cut point of view, and the other characters, although they benefited the novel, I felt they were kind of easily manipulated, and they were fence-sitters, and Colt was, fuck you, this is how it is, and he has his own dramas, he has his own demons, and I cannot wait to see further his line of story, but I have to wait till, book 5 for him? Well, that sucks. But he was my favorite. I loved him. I loved him a lot. He was definitely a huge working factor for me in this book, even though he wasn't on page for very much until the very end. He is like the Freddy Krueger of this book. And if you ever watched Nightmare on Elm Street, the very first one, Freddy Krueger, I believe, is only on screen for I think a grand total 7 minutes and 30 seconds. He's not on screen hardly at all, but he's an iconic image now in horror film franchise. So I'm just like, that's my Freddy right there, and I'm a Freddy girl. So yes, sign me the fuck up. That was great. I loved it. However, there was a lot of stuff that worked in this book, but there is stuff that didn't work in this book, and so we're going to talk about it. What didn't work? Now, I need to specify, I am fully aware that there is a whole full-blown series that follows this. I believe book 5 is just getting released. So a lot of the issues I have here may get fleshed out in those further installments. I am only basing this off of this installment right here. I have not read the rest of them. So please keep that in mind when you're listening to this, that I have not read the rest of the series. I am only going based off of this one installment. Okay, so this is a motorcycle romance. It is part of a motorcycle romance franchise. However, it definitely lacks motorcycle club references. It has some stereotypical ones. It's got some lingo. It's got some jargon. We got the old ladies. We got the church. We got the cuts. And we have a bicycle or a bike that's torn up in a friggin' shop that's always being worked on, you know, that classic stereotype. But actual motorcycle club shit, there's not a lot. I mean, we see them ride a bike once, which was okay. So if you're reading this because you like the motorcycle club world, this does not hit it. It just gives you references to it. This is definitely more psychological, dark erotica than it is motorcycle club. It's just set in a motorcycle club. Now, that might be alleviated in further installments because we do have a plot point that does involve the motorcycle club that has been started in this one. So hopefully that will get alleviated, but right now there's very few motorcycle club references in this. The next thing that I thought didn't work, and please don't come for me for this, but I fucking hated Butterfly. I did not like her. I just didn't like her. I don't like her name. I don't know why, but that's just a personal thing. I don't like her name. I am hoping that that's a fucking nickname because who names their kid Butterfly? I just don't. I don't get it. I couldn't find any symbolism either. And maybe that's why it pisses me off because I couldn't find anything and I wanted to because I found something on other characters' names. So maybe in future installments I'll find something. I don't know. But I also tend to, because this is it reads like a reverse harem, which has a unique format, I tend to normally not like the girls in reverse harems. I tend to just not like them because I don't really find anything special about them. And I find the same thing with her. I don't find many things very special about her or unique. Or worthy of having all of these type of personalities just obsessed with her and want to be with her and want to, you know, bend over backwards for her. I just don't fucking see it. And maybe it's because I'm a jealous bitch. I don't fucking know. But that is something I find myself with reverse harems. But one of the main reasons I don't like her is that I think she's fucking crazy. I know our guys are suffering from something. I'm fully aware of it. But this bitch, there's something fucking seriously wrong with her because she's 0 to like 60 in 2.5 and she doesn't hold to her own convictions at all. Like she has no backbone to stand up for herself, really. She's written like the guys talk about her like she does, but she really doesn't. At the fuck all. And here's why I say this, because in the beginning she says, I'm never gonna be used anymore. I've left that life. All their stuff, and then literally the next day she's helping somebody give themselves a hand job, and then she's banging each one of them. What? Okay, great conviction, great fucking conviction there. She's also, the time she decides to show concern for the body, the vessel, and then she completely disregards it because she got an orgasm. What? There's a scene where, in the tattoo parlor, where a tattoo is getting put on an appendage that has a wound on it. And she's all worried that it's getting infected and you can't do this. The tattoo artist is even saying, maybe I shouldn't do this. No, fucking move on. We're doing this. Okay. A couple pages later, she's banging that fucking body part. Real fucking sanitary. Just saying. She stood up with some conviction, but she had no backbone to follow through with it. She never followed through with stuff. And she had this idea that she would be what she needed to be for each personality to flourish. And as endearing as that sounds, as wonderful as that sounds, she didn't really endear it. She kind of used it as an insult. And in a process, she was insulting some of them. And I thought it was kind of annoying because there's one instance where she won't strip for one of them because she doesn't want him to see what she looks like and all the scars that she has from her past. But the next guy, now Atlas is the one she won't strip for. Pain, she'll show everything for. But he won't hurt her because he doesn't want to hurt her because he cares about her. And he can't ask her to hurt him because she can't hurt people. So he's going to just deny himself, and that's how he's going to get the sexual gratification of Pain. And I'm just like, so, okay, if these were two individual people, like two actual fucking people, yes, this would make sense because you can close it off. But she knows that they can talk to each other, that they can cross over and they can see what the other one sees. And they're not locking each other out unless they say so. But she has no actual proof of it. She's dealing with them like they are individual people, but she's neglecting the fact that they are not, that they are sharing the same entity and they have the same access if they want it. And so it's kind of like, no, you're not good enough to have this, but he is, and he's not good enough to have this, but you are, but you guys can just talk about it. Like, slap in the fucking face, damn. Rude? Kind of, I didn't like that. I thought it was kind of annoying and kind of, it just didn't work for me at all. I was like, damn, I understand that what you're trying to do here, but they're not. Like, you can't force them into a box that they don't exist in. You have to let them be the box that they fucking are and accept that, hey, I don't want to show myself for you, but I need to show him for him. But I understand that you have to understand that this is going to be hard for me in regards to you. It's not for me for this reason, and you need to communicate that. And that was never communicated. It was just no and yes and no and yes. It was just, it's not a black or white. This character's not a black or white character. It has lots of gray areas, and she was neglecting the gray areas, and it bothered me. So it kind of made her look a little selfish and like she was playing favorites, and I didn't like it. Didn't like it. The next item that I didn't really think worked in this, and this may be because I was going in with this based off of the title of this book. The title of this book is Butterfly and Atlas, or Atlas and Butterfly. And so I thought it was going to be about Atlas and Butterfly, and I found that Atlas was kind of lost in translation in this installment for me. There's a point in time where Augustine takes a sabbatical and takes Colt away because he can block them off and close them off, and he puts Atlas in charge of the actual vessel body. And Atlas hands it over to Pain. Just hands it over. Okay, so you're just gonna... He's gonna be a backseat driver, I guess. That's cool, because those are super popular. And when he did this, I found that a lot of scenes that included him just became lackluster and mundane because he'd already given away his spotlight. He'd already just handed it away. And so I'm like, why do I even care what you have to say? You handed away your chance, and now you're living vicariously through another personality. No, that's not the character that I got in the beginning. And I found it really, really lackluster. And to be perfectly honest, I felt like he got the raw end of the deal. I really do. I feel like he kind of just straight up got friend zoned because she won't strip for him, but she'll fool around with him. But she won't actually give him what he physically wants. When he actually wants to genuinely care about her and love her, she says no because Pain doesn't love her the way that she wants him to, so she's gonna spurn all of them because of that asshole. So he gets fucked on this one. And then when she's scared or nervous, she calls him because he's the one that's got his shit together. He's got a clear head on his shoulders. He's caring. He's generous. He's there. He's the fucking friend. Bitch, you just friend zoned him. I know what a friend zone looks like. I put guys in there. I've been put there myself. Fucking friend zone. I really like to know how he's going to get him out of that. I'm really anxious to figure out how that friend zone goes away, because that's where that guy is right now. Straight up, that's where he is. And it's solidified at the very end of the book when she freaked out and he's the one she called. And so I was just like, man, no, that sucks. That sucks. And so I felt really bad. And so I was like, I'm kind of wondering why this was what I was supposed to get from Atlas in the story, unless it was the idea that he was getting friend zoned and then there's going to be an arc for him later that pulls him out of it. So I'm still kind of figuring out what it was, but I went in this thinking this was, Atlas and Butterfly story. Are we going to learn about the other characters? Yes, because we need world building and we need, we need to figure out what the fuck's going on. But once that was set up, it was going to be their story, and it really wasn't. I got more of her and Pain and their drama and bullshit than I did Atlas. And then when I got another actual sex scene with Atlas where he started to show me his switch side, I was like, okay, here's my guy. Here we go. Here we go. He gets fucking booted out. Pain just like knocks him out and is just like, nope, my turn. I'm taking over. Fuck off. And he takes the shit. He fucking takes it. He becomes a fucking cuckold in his own goddamn fantasy. Fuck. That sucked. I felt for the dude. I really felt for the guy. That sucks. So he just got lost for me, and he's a cool fucking character. I didn't want him lost because I like the good guy. I like the switch. I like the one that can be either or. I like the one that can be anything, but I don't want him to just be your friend. And that's what he's kind of looking like he's going to be. So I'm a little worried. The next biggest thing that really didn't work for me in this book, and I don't know if it's because there was a page limitation on this book, on the author, because it is in part of a bigger series, but this needed to be longer. For the amount of stuff that was put in this book, it needed to be longer to flesh everything out. Because we are not only creating a world, we're creating an external and internal world. We have to create that chaos. We have to show why it's maddening. Then we have to give the rules and procedure of how we proceed through it so that when they're later broken, we understand why they're being broken and it's clear and concise. Not only do we have that, then we have the plot points involved. And I counted about 5 clear ones that stood out. We have Butterfly's role to play with the guys and how she's also going to prevent a war within the MC world and how she's going to traverse with the guys. We have each personality developing their own autonomy because at some point in time, they're like, we're going to kick Augustine out of control. We're getting what we want. And now we have this own personal autonomy and we have to figure out that fucking issue. Then we have the back plot of how this even happened to Augustine in the first place, which is carried over from his brother, which has a very bit role in the whole story, but it's set up there. And he's the one that really initiates the whole, there are demons going on in him, there's something off, you have to be careful type idea to Butterfly. He's the one that really gives the actual story, and then they just kind of clarify the shit later. So we've got that storyline. We've also got creating the connection with Butterfly and each one of these individual characters to solidify this romance and show how it fucking works. Then you have Colt, who's pretty much a plot all on his fucking self, okay? The man's a plot in and of itself. They create him as a plot line by the end of the book because now he's like, he's the fully realized self. He's the full knowledge self. So he can run the fucking show. And I think he's probably going to. And I'm going to be okay with that. So we have all of this stuff. Then on top of that, you have to give me description of it. You have to give me context of it. You have to give me emotions and experiences between our heroes and our heroine and these connective moments. What I got with those moments was very insta. There wasn't a lot of connection building scenes because there was so much connection you had to build. So I got little bitty pieces of everything. And there was multiple scenes where I needed more description of what I was looking at. In the very opening murder scene, they talk about the murder, but they don't show me. They don't show me the carnage. Show me the blood, the guts, the multiple fucking pieces. Show me why she looks the way she does when she walks into the fucking room. You know, I needed these contextual things to really build this story and give it all these multiple layers. I got a multi-layer story, but these are the layers that I was missing to really emphasize and drive every single one of these things home. Now, is everything that I mentioned just touched? Yes, everything's touched on. Everything is touched on, but it's not to the strength and the degree that it needed to be to really stick and to hold strong. Now, again, first installment in a series, I'm pretty sure, 99.9% sure that all of these things are going to get fleshed out and further expounded upon. This was their intros, but the intros still need to be stronger. I didn't get enough of the intro. This wasn't even an appetizer of some of these intros at all. It was like, it's on the menu, it sounds interesting, but we're going to move on to something else. Like, give me more. Give me more. I wanted more. This thing needed to be longer for the amount of stuff that was given to me in 200 pages. There was so much given, so much information to process that you really couldn't catch your breath on any of it. Now, there were some areas where I got what I needed to hold on to, and that was the Colt fucking storyline. Every time he was on page, I got exactly what I needed. Not too much, not too little with him to create that storyline. But everything else, I needed more than what I was given. Or it needed to wait till another installment to really bring that forward. The last thing that didn't really work for me was this idea that they're all possessed by demons. This was the first religious thing that was kind of brought into play that I was curious about. But there was never a real talk of actual, like, demons. The only demons that I really saw is their sexual proclivities, their sexual appetites. That was the only thing that seemed to be demon that was actually given to me. So I don't know if the demon reference was a symbolism for that. It could have been. I'm not 100% sure. But if it was, it kind of bothered me because I was like, why are we demonizing this? Why does this need to be rectified and exorcised? Unless there is some demon kind of theme going through here that's another element that needs to be fleshed out. That was the one element of the story that I wasn't really for sure where it was going and how it was going to be utilized. And it was kind of her main deal. Butterfly's main deal. She said, I can get rid of demons. And I could be in that gray space between morality and the demon. I could be that. And that's when the sexual relationships started to draw them away. But I didn't actually see any demonic behavior at all. So I'm wondering if that's going to be further fleshed out later. That was the only element of this book that I couldn't really grasp entirely around because I didn't know if it was symbolism or it was actually literally we're possessed. So, but that's what didn't work. Something that I already mentioned that worked, but I want to go back to it, is the spice in this book because the spice rating for this is 4 chili peppers, guys. 4 chili peppers. This is a good one. This is a hot one. And we're just going to call it right, kind of like it is. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room. This is a male romance author. There are hundreds of male romance authors, but the romance genre is still dominated by females 10-1. So walking in here, I found it really, really interesting. And I was very much paying attention to the sex scenes to see if they read any differently than from female romance scenes. And I'm going to tell you right now, I couldn't tell a difference. I could not tell the difference. What I could tell was this man knew what the fuck he was doing in these scenes, whether from experience or just from research or a lot of reading. He knew what the fuck he was doing. It was smooth transitions. I knew where everybody's arms, legs, and appendages were, which is always important to me. Always. I knew the positions that they were in. I saw the scene. I saw the buildup. I didn't see, there might have not been a connection, but I got the fire and the heat. I needed more moments, more connectivity moments to build that connection, which goes back to the, this needed to be longer. But this dude can write a fucking sex scene. The carnality, the physicality, the visceral experience of the sex scene, dude's got it on point. This thing's fucking awesome. When it comes to heat and spice, it was great. Fucking loved it. We had some really unique scenes. We had the masturbatory scene in the shower with extremely hot water, which was new, and I really enjoyed the internal perspective of that. I thought that was a really cool concept. We do have a 69ing scene with chains, which is pretty fucking dope. And we have this one scene, which is by far the standout scene of this book for me. When I read this scene, it was the only scene that if you would have come up and talked to me while I was reading, I would have told you to fuck off and have a nice day because I was in this. Unless you're offering this right now when I'm reading, get the fuck away from me. That was this scene for me. And that was Cult and Butterfly scene. It was a very dominant, submissive scene with an oral sex component and a teeth element involved and blindfolds and games and just slow and intense and fucking perfect. That was the best scene, sex scene wise for me in this book. I fucking love that thing. It was phenomenal. It was great. And that is actually the scene that brought this book up to 4 stars for me. Straight up, that's what cinched it because this was 3 stars before that scene happened. And that scene is what brought it up to 4 stars for me because it was so well written. It was so well done. The dominance was on point. Her response was on point. The way he responded to her, even when she went into her brat mode, he still handled it well. He learned, he adapted, and he overcame it. And it was fucking beautiful. I had a great fucking time with the spice in this book. This thing was awesome when it came to spice, and I love the fact that I could not tell the difference. I don't know if I was expecting to be able to tell a difference between a male and a female writing a sex scene. I have no idea what I was going into, but I love the fact that I couldn't tell the difference. But what I could tell was this fucker knows what he's doing when it comes to sex scene. 100%. Yes, he fucking does. It was great, and I loved it, and I had a great fucking time with it. Which brings me to my final thoughts. If you are searching for an MC romance because you like the MC world, this is not the book for you, because there's very little MC components in this installment. However, they might get further fleshed out, and you might see more of them in future installments. But based off of this installment alone, this is not the MC romance. However, what this is a psychological dark erotica. If you're looking for that, fuck yes, you're in the right fucking place. Absolutely. The mental health representation in this was awesome. I love the way it was used as a mechanic for developing the storyline and giving us more characters and adding a layer of drama that I have not seen before, a layer of confusion that I've not seen before, but that confusion you were handled very, very well. You walk through it, and then eventually you're on your own and you do understand it. You're not left sitting high and dry, holding a bag, not knowing what the fuck to do with yourself. Okay? Because when you read this book, you know exactly what to do with yourself. And I hope to God you have a lot of batteries that's rechargeable, because it's awesome. You have fun. This is the first in a series, so hopefully most of these issues will get fleshed out throughout it. And I will be reviewing the rest of the series because I had such a good time with this. So you'll be seeing reviews for every single book in this series. So I'm looking forward to that. And I would most definitely pick up this author again, even if I wasn't reviewing the books. I would definitely pick him up again. I was very happy to learn that an author I found a year ago that I had a good gut feeling about turned out to, my feelings were right. My guts were right. And I really, really enjoyed that feeling. That's always nice to experience that. So all in all, this is 4 stars. I had a great fucking time with this. It's a good time. It's a hell of a ride. There's a lot to unpack, but everything gets hit on. Maybe not to the degree that I personally needed it to really 100% get behind all the elements, but the stuff that I did get behind, I'm definitely excited about. And I can't wait to see what happens. So, and to my author, Lucian, if you ever see this, and I really hope you do watch this, thank you. Thank you for this. This was a treat. And I'm going to tell you something that I've only told one other man before in my entire life. You are my very first male romance author. You're the first one I've ever read. So I find it fitting that I say to you the same words I told my very first. And I think you know what kind of first I'm talking about. So here it goes. I'm a little sore. I'm a little tired. But I'm very, very satisfied. Thank you for not being afraid to hurt me in the way I needed to hurt to enjoy myself. I had a great fucking time, and when can we do it again? That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys all soon with another video.